And we are live. Hello. Welcome back to the episode of Awful Goodness. Sorry we didn't see you last weekend because everyone was pretty burnt out. It's busy time for all of us here. Might get more busy now that the Kiss My Ass season is upon us, but um
I love Christmas.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with Christmas. I'm not one of those edgy atheist teenagers.
yeah, I have like lately I've been kind of like mad about Christmas.
Well, I mean, you're trapped in some South American hellhole, so I'm assuming
Well,
it's not the happiest time of the day
no,
there.
not that. It's just it started even way before I came to Peru. It's just I felt stifling.
Hmm.
Is the best way I
Listen,
can put it.
Christmas is the best idea of Christmas is Ebenezer Scrooge's redemption.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That is
I
the
agree.
Christmas. Like if you're having a hard time with Christmas, watch A Christmas Carol. It's all about Ebenezer Scrooge's redemption. When you realize that there's this period of time where everyone can share a warm, bright joy in the night, and you can choose to spread that joy, or you can choose to humbug through it. And
Okay,
for
but
for all
does it matter which version of A Christmas Carol you need to watch because I have to say Muppet Christmas Carol is pretty up there, you know?
It's Scrooged with Bill Murray.
I was thinking Scrooge. I actually kind of fucking hate the Muppets and always have, and I never like. There's something that people have always pushed on me. I'm like, I don't care about the fucking like. Sometimes I like Muppet Babies, but like, I never gave a shit about the Muppets. But I do really like Scrooged.
The Disney one's not half bad either with Scrooge McDuck.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. So it's all about like seeing Tiny Tim and thinking, you know what? There is nothing that would make this kid more happy than a Christmas goose, because I sure as fuck can't get him new legs.
True, but then again, I'm also in a third world country and I see a bunch of disabled kids all the time, so it doesn't really
I mean,
warm the cockles in my heart.
basically being South American is already a disability in itself.
Do something nice for someone you love and see how much better it makes you feel this season. I try every year. I try and do things for people I love during this season.
Oh,
All right. I
This
could
this
probably
from
give that a shot.
Jez. You are sending me a Christmas package.
You're right. Even though
Doesn't
I
that?
already told you what it is.
I mean, still, doesn't that make you feel nice?
Um, yes, it
I
does.
appreciate it. I think it's fucking great.
shit!
Sorry,
I'm
sorry, I
thinking
can't
like we
send
should
you
probably
like.
exchange gifts or something. Yeah, I need to send people
That's
Sorry, I
things.
can't send you coca leaves. I still gotta send Canalis's box too.
that's probably a good idea.
I know.
Yes, send me
I
all the coke you want. Lord
Honestly,
knows I'm gonna need it.
Spanish
well,
customs
yeah,
probably won't even care if you bribe them.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's
I
true.
asked, I asked people on, I asked Spanish people if I could send like the coca flavored like hard candies, and they're like, nah, they probably still confiscated. And it's like, oh fuck you then.
It's pretty gay.
You don't get no coca candy. Sorry.
It's funny because Spain is basically the Colombia of Europe. Like all the drug in Europe comes through here. Mostly, hey, what's up, hero?
Hey
Mostly
guys, hello
like a
hero.
listen
What's up?
keyboard.
What's going on here? 92694 Abel. I'll be
Remember
right back.
this. Remember our secret phrase for today. What's our secret phrase?
Uh, Canales is gay.
No.
It's always Canales is gay for some reason.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Starts with a V.
Vegano for Pope.
Yeah.
Vegano for Pope.
Vegano for Pope.
Deus Volt.
Vegano for Pope.
He is the one true Pope, and we are all eager to see him launch a crusade.
Mm-hmm. You know, there was like a recent video that I shared on the Discord. I don't
Which I
know if
should
any of
probably
you
check
guys
more often.
watched it.
I don't ever check Discord except for like trolling Chimera. That's all I do there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
Should probably
unfortunately, I
check it.
can't. Maybe after the show I can fetch it up. But anyways, this is our 50-second episode, the mega dump, because during our little break, a lot of shit went down.
And how?
Indeed. First starting with what's that? Played the lottery and I'm not sure I won. Lottery is a scam.
Mm.
I play it
But
every
then
now and again.
Does it, is it the same in the US? Because here in Spain, if you win the lottery, like the government keeps like, I don't know if it's 50% of it. So it's funny.
Yeah, they tax it at just
Yeah.
about. It ultimately comes out to probably about 50%.
Yeah.
And I think you can either get it as like a lump sum or as like chunks over time.
Yeah.
I'm torn on which one I would take. Ultimately, I don't care because like if I win the lottery on $1 investment, even if it's like $10,000 a year, that's $10,000 a year on $1 investment. So if the government takes half of that, it's still another 5,000. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
Yeah.
they fuck you, but it's still more money than you had before.
That's still
True,
a
true.
win scenario.
Shit. 333 million. I should have played the fucking lottery today.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. I mean, that's all the money we would need to build the actual sanctuary island.
Oh
or
god.
or at
It's the
least
largest
or at
food
least
shipper.
or at least try to buy the actual Jeffrey Epstein Island for cheap and then do our
Should have like
and
buy
then
buy a patch of land in Florida on Polk County and build a gator farm there.
That
yeah.
sounds great. That
Mm.
sounds amazing. The part about these leaks, drops, however we want to call it, that makes me a little not sad, but is that it's all shit we already knew. It's
Mhm.
all
Pretty
shit we
much.
already knew.
I mean, we will
It's just
get to
proof
it
of it.
eventually.
I mean, it was right in front of your fucking nose. You only needed to want to see it.
So what was it the Twitter drop, Jez?
Well, we'll get to it first, but
Oh, okay.
we'll get to it. But I just want to say, get to the first thing. Well, we'll just briefly touch on this. I am a happy little camper because my team Argentina has really came back and winning their games. They won against Mexico after getting curb stomped by the Saudis. And then Tuesday or Wednesday, it was the Argentina versus Poland, and we won 2-0. And then yesterday was one of the big ones, which is Argentina versus Australia, and we got 2-1. And now we're going up against the Freaky Deaky Dutch.
The
Day
Dutch scum.
14 of the World Cup in Qatar belongs to Argentina captain Lionel Messi, who gave his team their first goal in what would be a 2-1 victory over Australia. A win that puts the Argentinian side through to the quarterfinals and saw Messi surpass the World Cup goal tally of Argentina's football legend, the late great Diego Maradona. And then the Netherlands knocked out the United States, though I don't know why we even bother being in the World Cup.
Yeah, because
So
soccer is like gay football for Europeans and third world countries.
I was gonna
yeah.
say I'm really happy that you're happy about gay falling down ball.
Yeah.
No, gay
And
falling
it's
down
even more
kickball.
fun when you're with when you're with fellow gay enthusiasts, because there's an Argentine bar called Santo Boludo in my district, and I got to hang out with a bunch of those guys, and we went fucking ape shit.
Con los argentinos.
I had a good
Yeah.
time. This is many years ago. Maybe you guys remember what year it was, but there was a year where like Colombia did really well in the World Cup. It was like
Oof.
6
No
years
idea.
ago. I think it was like 6 years ago. Jesus, was it
Maybe.
2014? It might have been 2014. That's more than 6 years ago. Oh God, I'm getting old. But that entire World Cup season was also a light season of work, so I didn't have a lot of bookings, and I had a couple of bucks saved up, so I didn't feel like I had to run around looking for them. So I pretty much spent that entire World Cup season wandering from bar to bar with a couple of friends of mine, entirely loaded for like a month. It was a good time. The Colombian
know.
girls were nice.
I know,
Colombians
it's
are so nice. Yeah.
really fun. It's really fun. Do you know what I did? I had coquille fernet, which is fernet is like a wine, and then what they do is they mix it with Coca-Cola, and it tastes fucking awesome. And then some guy was passing around panettone, which is like a bread with like dried fruit pieces. The bread kind of tastes like oranges.
That is a popular Italian bread thing.
Yeah.
Panettone.
You find that all over
Panettone.
my Italian family's neighborhood.
Mhm.
Well, I don't really like panettone because I am like very ambivalent to dried fruits. Well, they do make but they also make like panettone with chocolate chips, but I haven't been like really bothered to go out and buy one, because one, they're pretty big, and they can go bad pretty fast, especially in this weather without proper storage.
I've never had a complaint about a panettone. I don't like fruitcake, but I've never had a complaint about panettone. It's like it's a tasty little snack.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's
Good with
that's
with
Australian players, and then this guy got fucking body checked. It looks like, and then the Netherlands versus the USA, and they knocked out the US. Here's the straightest the most straight USA soccer players against the freaky deaky Dutch. So yeah,
dude, those Dutch
now,
are the Dutch are freaky, by the way.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, Megas in the chat is demanding to
All
do it
right,
again.
hold on.
We should
Hey,
probably
nigga.
let him jump the wall.
But yeah, welcome.
Hola.
¿Cómo está usted?
Hey,
¿Qué onda, way?
no mucho.
Yeah.
So sorry. So like a couple Saturdays ago for the Mexico and Argentina game.
Oh yeah.
No hard feelings.
Oh no. They play
Even
like
though we
crap.
gave you
and
a
they
right
deserve to lose.
thrashing.
No, they play like crap and they deserve to lose.
Mega, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you say you care about gay falling down kickball?
We're talking about soccer
Yep.
Yes.
What it?
because there are a shit ton of them.
The only real appeal of soccer is that it's a fairly easy sport to like play, I guess. Because all you really need is like a bunch of people and like a ball, or
I
in
never
lack of a
really
ball,
saw
maybe like
the
a
appeal.
pile of trash.
Yeah, basically, I guess that's why it's so popular in like the slums of Brasilia and Rio and Africa.
And
And shit.
Africa.
Yeah. I mean, here everybody plays it as a kid. Like it's like the go-to sport. You just have to find the ball, and everybody's playing it. And I don't know. I never saw the appeal. Like I was always the fat, shy, nerdy kid who was into like reading comics and playing with Transformers, while everybody else was like playing with a fucking ball. I never saw the appeal, to be honest.
I mean, I kind of get it. It's just baseball is the game to play where I'm from.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm assuming if you're into it as a kid, like I was probably just associating like football or soccer with like people I didn't like and who called me a fat nerd, you know. So that's probably it. Like if I had like actual friends who taught me how to play football, like I may like it now. I don't know.
So hang on a second. Does that make Jez and I the soccer hooligans that bully you now?
Yes.
You
And,
could try.
and,
You
and
could
it's
try
even better
bullying me.
because I'm an Argentinian hooligan.
I mean, I'm the
So
fuck.
I get to come up with like interesting chants, like the one for France we have Corra la bola, tu madre es de Angola.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I gotta give that to the Argentinians. Like their insults are
Oh,
really creative.
here, even look, I have a clip to show you what we Argentinians are like.
I feel sorry for that guy. I wanna hug him now.
What?
I want to play a Molotov song, but I know that we'll get copyright struck. For it.
Yeah.
You can sing it.
Mataria maricon. How'd I do?
I thought you were gonna sing another one.
That was awful, but at least there was an attempt.
What
You
song was I
tried.
gonna sing?
Gold Star.
La de puto.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
basically,
one. I mean, I'm just
Yep.
getting it wrong.
Yes.
How could you
Don't
get-
worry, hero.
What's up?
I mean, you're in your right. It's your God-given right to think that soccer is gay, because it is.
Mhm.
Gay.
It's pretty
Gay.
gay. That's what makes it so
pretty
funny.
gay. It's pretty gay, but once in a while you gotta have a gay time.
Gay old time with soccer.
You have a gay old time.
Woohoo! All right, what's next? This one shall get us talking. But yeah, I'm hoping this year, I get 3 stars on my. I get a 3-star Argentina jersey. Cause on the jerseys, if on the national team jersey, you have like stars that indicate like how many World Cups you won. Argentina has 2 so far, and I want that 3rd star, baby.
I don't know. Do you think that Brazil can beat them?
Oh, we can beat those Brazucas. It's France I'm more worried about, cause they ripped our ass in half in 2018. So
Hmm. Don't you think Japan might bust their asses?
ooh, goodness, I don't know. Japan's
beat
looking
Germany.
pretty good too.
They beat Germany and Spain.
I mean, that's no easy feat. Germany is arguably like the best soccer team out there. Speaking of Germany,
What are they up to now?
Kanye West, mental breakdown on air, praises Hitler and Nazis. From TMZ, run by Harvey Levin.
Oi.
We have Fresh. I don't know if we can play this video. Can I attempt it or no?
I've seen it multiple times on YouTube, so I'm assuming that we can.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play like. Well, I'll
You
keep it
can
muted and just play like a little bit.
you can stop it from time to time, so we can comment.
All right. So let's turn on the sound and pray.
I thought, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized. Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love.
Okay. I like the American History X.
Which is a great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
For some weird reason, my basic white bitch sister likes this movie.
Well, it's pretty good. It's
That's
probably
interesting.
Yeah.
it's really the best,
So
That-
best movie on racism
when I
ever
mean
made.
she's like a basic white bitch, she is basically like her life consists of she literally put up the Christmas tree after Thanksgiving. She's like obsessed with like pumpkin spice in the fall.
Christmas tree goes up after Halloween, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch. December.
I love Christmas so much, and I think that the Christmas spirit is a good undertone for Thanksgiving. It
Maybe.
carries Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
Well, here
Anyway.
in Mexico, we pretty much start with all the Christmas festivities since November 21.
So basically, like an entire month chronologically before the actual Christmas day.
Yeah, the thing is that on November 20 is the celebration of the Mexican Revolution. So before that, everything is surrounding the Mexican Revolution. That's the reason why almost nobody celebrates Christmas before that.
Right.
All right.
So
interesting.
here's a question. Let's talk before he had any political interest. What were your opinions of Kanye West?
I thought he's a pretty good artist. I mean, I'm not too big into like modern rap or the rap of the past decade, but Kanye, he can spit some good bars. I mean, one of my favorite songs that I have on repeat on my player is the Black Skinhead song. You know, the one that goes 40,000 Romans. That song.
Yeah.
I'm actually not familiar with Kanye's West music at all. Like the only thing I've heard about him is like him trying to sing a Queen song. I don't know which one it was. Like,
you've heard Gold Digger, haven't you?
I don't know. Maybe I haven't.
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't going with no broke nigga.
Yeah, and he also rapped on Estelle's American Boy.
He also is a gay fish.
And the gay fish.
Honestly, the South Park episode is one of the most accurate criticisms of Kanye West you're going to find. Kanye West just isn't that smart. He's a really good producer. I doubt he's a good engineer. He probably doesn't have the technical skills for that. But as far as like arrangement is concerned, he's really good at that. I think his lyricism tops out at an 8th grade literacy level, and that's Kanye's problem. Kanye is not that smart. He's a himbo. He's a total himbo, and he's barely literate at best.
And so, I mean, he did write a song that goes like "scoopty poopty doopty loopty," something like that.
Yeah, like I don't think he's a good lyricist, and I don't think he's a good rapper, but he's pretty good as a producer.
But anyways, let's see what else Mr. Westler needs to say.
You know, us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out.
Okay, he didn't really invent the microphone.
Yeah, I think there were already microphones before 1936.
It's the ribbon microphone. It's the Siemens, I think. Is it Siemens?
Yeah, Siemens.
Neumann?
Yeah.
Siemens might have become Neumann. we're in my wheelhouse. It's the ribbon microphone. Ribbon microphones are the best microphones on the market. So he probably does rap into a ribbon microphone.
And I think the highway he's referring to is the Autobahn.
The Autobahn. Meanwhile, don't forget that what's her face? Samantha, actress from Who's the Boss? Alyssa Milano is switching from a Tesla to a Volkswagen, so she at least somewhat agrees with Kanye on this.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about that one? Ari Emanuel, how you like that one? Hey,
I mean, aside from the ribbon microphone and the Autobahn, Hitler also did like a health program. I think he was like one of the first leaders to do like a nationwide non-smoking program.
Fuck
I
that.
believe.
He also talked about the dangers of capitalism, and he was a fierce environmentalist. He was a vegetarian, and the Basques loved him. I think I've already brought this up several times, but there's like this World War II documentary called Svastika, where they beat the SOA, and Hitler loved the Basques, and Basques loved Hitler because he was an ethno-nationalist and we're into that shit. So
And they still love him after this bullshit.
They will tell you that they don't, but they will carry out policies that are strikingly similar to his.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I did like his his non-smoking campaign. I just wish he didn't use like an offensive picture of a gypsy not to do it.
Ron,
what else?
You gonna do anything to fix Chicago? The most Nazi-like activities I've seen, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay. He said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
I like Hitler.
I admire Hitler. Yep. Kanye West.
I think he was trying to make the point that the mindless demonization of collectives has to stop, and I agree. Like, if you were talking about Stalin, I don't think there would be a problem with you saying, you know what? I think Stalin was kind of good. Yeah, sure, he did some bad things, but overall, in the end, like he was good for Russia. And some people would agree, some people would disagree, but a shitstorm of these proportions would have not happened.
So, like, looking at this first sentence, Kanye West is in the middle of a serious mental breakdown live on air with Alex Jones, spewing hate against Jewish people and praising Hitler and Nazis.
No, he's not.
I didn't. Okay, so I was gonna go to that. I was saying we watched that video and I saw nothing against spewing hate against Jewish people.
He didn't. He actually said that he loves everybody, including Nazis. He loves it. That's a Christian. I mean, he's a Christian, so that makes sense. Like, Christian doctrine tells you to love your enemies, to love everyone.
Do you think that's a good idea? To say you love everyone?
I mean, that's impossible. Nobody loves everyone. But he's trying, I mean, it's a bad idea to say you love Nazis on air because they're going to like trim that shit out. They're going to edit it out and make you sound like TMC is doing right here. Like you hate Jews. That's the whole thing. The problem is that what he said can be reconstructed as saying I hate Jews. That's a real problem.
Yeah.
No, I was saying because he say he say that he loved everyone. Many people can pretty much say, oh, so that means you also love, I don't know, child molesters.
That's the thing. Like, you are, for a Christian, you are supposed to love everyone. Like, you're supposed to turn the other cheek, regardless of like how horrible the other person is, because it's not up to you to judge him. It's up to God.
True, but where do all these chomos? What do we do with the chomos here on this island? Yep.
And it's also slow and painful because they
First.
go into the
Eat
wood chipper
first.
feet first. Yes.
And then our sharks get so chonky and fat off chomo meat, and they're so happy.
I don't practice Kanye's religion, but the rules of his religion are that you are supposed to forgive and love everyone, at least on a humanistic level.
All right, so
That's probably one of the reasons I don't practice that religion.
True.
I worship the black goat, so I wouldn't know.
Anyways, West had been live for more than an hour on InfoWars. He's clearly erratic and at times nonsensical, hateful, and dressed with his face fully covered by a mask. During the majority of his ramblings, Kanye said, "I see good things about Hitler. Every human being has something of value, and they brought that to the table, especially Hitler." He then claimed Hitler invented highways and microphones, which is technically true. I mean, Audubon and ribbon microphones like Midnight
He's
said.
doing some trolling. I mean, he's doing some trolling. He's what he said is a tenet of the religion that he practices, and he's seeing if he has that religious freedom, and it turns out he doesn't.
Jones, the host of InfoWars, who was hit with nearly 1 billion judgment for his lies about Sandy Hook, and I also heard he declared bankruptcy because of it, seems lost and unable to control Kanye. At one point, Jones actually attempted to denounce Nazis, to which Kanye responded, "They did good things too. We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis." During another
they
moment,
invented
just before
Volkswagen, for which Elisa
Mhm.
Milano is surely thankful.
Yeah, the Volkswagen.
No one can control Kanye. If you think you can control Kanye, he's gonna do shit to show you can't control him.
During another moment just before a commercial break, as we saw, Kanye squarely says, "I like Hitler." Of course, Kanye's been sharing his anti-Semitic beliefs for more than a month now, but this time he's noticeably in the middle of a major mental episode. But Milquetoast Tim here says that he's not thinks he's not having a mental breakdown.
It sounds perfectly sane and coherent for me. He
Mhm.
just
I don't
says
think he's
things
having a
that-
mental breakdown.
He's probably just bad at wording thoughts. Like you said, Midnight, he's not particularly bright, but he doesn't sound like he's insane. Like Alex Jones.
He's pissed off.
Alex Jones routinely sounds more insane than him.
He's annoyed. I don't think he's crazy. But the dilemma to land on isn't whether or not he's crazy, and it isn't whether or not you agree with what he said, and it isn't whether or not what he said has any merit. It's whether or not he has the right to say what he said, and it's whether or not he should be censored for saying what he said. And I might be jumping forward a little bit here. Like, he was banned from Twitter for posting this an image of a symbol.
Yeah.
That is all over. Like, you can find that symbol. There are multiple posts of that symbol on Twitter. No one that has posted it has been banned.
And to be honest, it's not even like a anti-Semitic symbol. I think that swastika is the Indian East Asian swastika.
It's the symbol of a sect, the Raelian sect.
It's a weird UFO lizard people cult, which I don't care about. But like, if they're not, they have some scandals in their past. But, religious freedom. So he posted a religious symbol and got banned from Twitter for offending a religion. So some religions are more equal than others. Some symbols are more equal than others. Some people who post symbols are more equal than others.
And the Raelian people, they also claim that they cloned humans and want to build like a giant welcome center for when the aliens come.
They're absolute fucking weirdos.
Yeah. And the guy's just like
fucking
this
aliens
bald
become legally,
Frenchman.
and we don't have any problems.
And the leader's like this bald French guy who wants women to like walk around topless. They even made a video about it.
That's not weird. That's perfectly understandable.
I mean, the French.
But the thing too is it's also who Kanye's been hanging out with, because look at who he's hanging out with. Nick Fuentes.
Okay, so I need some clarification. Isn't that like isn't he also hanging out with like Milo?
Yeah, he's hanging out with Milo Yiannopoulos and
Milo is Jewish, right?
Yeah.
I thought
He's
he
still
hated
Jewish?
Jews. Yeah, he's still Jewish, but he's not. He's gay. Apparently, he's like gone straight. I don't know if that's possible, but apparently, yeah, he's straight.
I guess
think
he
it
got
just
convicted
fired
straight.
Milo.
Yeah,
Probably.
but Nick Fuentes, at least he shaved off his gay mustache, so he doesn't look as obviously gay.
Yeah,
But anyways,
I don't know. Like back a while ago, Nick was funny sometimes, and he's taken himself so seriously since that there's nothing funny about him anymore, and it's all kind of tragic.
yeah.
I don't know that hiring. I mean, hiring Nick definitely raised his profile because it caused controversy around him, but I doubt that Nick is thrilled about it.
Yeah, I mean, they even went to dinner with Donald Trump, and like, I think Donald Trump was like, when he saw Nick Fuentes, he was like, who's this guy?
And rightly so, because I don't know who the fuck Nick Fuentes is. I mean, I've heard him being mentioned, but I never follow him, so I know what his deal is.
Yeah, me neither.
He's this weird little Mexican troll who does like America. What is it? America First.
Yeah, it's America First.
Hmm.
I don't think Nick Fuentes knows who Nick Fuentes is. Like, there's a really strong argument that he's gay. He may not be, but there's a really strong argument that he's gay. And stuff that I've heard, like I listen to Jim every time he streams, and like he's been getting up to stuff that you're like, Nick, there's a really good chance you're gay, isn't there?
Hey guys, have we read Heroes comments?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting to it. So Hero says, one of my detractors loves soccer, and for that I hate it.
I can completely relate to that. I can completely relate to that.
And now that the distractor's scamming people, she was one of my bullies in high school. Okay. So in Kanye, he realized he was taken advantage of by Milo. He was kicked out of the Ye24 campaign. I tried looking up about Laura Loomer having receipts on Milo Yiannopoulos, and unfortunately couldn't find any. So
I've seen a couple of those receipts, and it's like Milo dissing on Kanye, talking about how he's dumb and stupid and black. Which I mean, it if those are real and Kanye found out about it, like that's a reasonable, like, dude, fire that guy. You shouldn't have someone working for you that thinks you're stupid.
All right. Milo and Nick took advantage of E. I'd say more Milo than Nick. I haven't seen him do anything so far with Kanye, but we'll have to watch.
Nick not even knowing what or who he is. Like, Milo, I think, was being opportunistic. Nick is also being opportunistic, but he's like trying to find a thing to grasp to. You know what I mean?
Does anyone remember like a couple years back, the video of Nick Fuentes hanging out with the 6-foot tall cat boy from Australia?
Yeah, Cammy the cat
totally
boy.
Not a date.
Yep. I don't know what dude,
he literally flew.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he literally flew this guy out, and they're like, oh, and he's like, oh, let's hang out. I'm like, dude, that is totally not a date. That is totally a date.
That is absolutely not gay.
Didn't Cammy the Catboy, and I've watched like one or two of his streams, wasn't he wearing a skirt, and didn't something happen with a double ender?
I don't know. I just remember he just wore cat ears.
Yeah, like it's okay if you're gay, man. Just like don't. I don't even necessarily need to know, but for yourself,
I mean,
you should admit it to yourself. Fuck everybody else.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, and if you want to be gay, don't go full on swishy wishy flamboyant theater gay. Hey. Be like normal gay. Just
The more
maybe
you
you have a
deny
little
it, the
bit,
more you
maybe
back
you have
yourself
like a
into the
little bit of a
corner where that's
list.
what you're gonna do.
Yep.
Yeah, just be like normal gay. Like have a bit of a lisp. Maybe you wear your shirt with the top 2 buttons open.
That's a gay
Not
thing. I
bad.
always do that. Bless you, my son.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also didn't know that I was gay. I remember David Hasselhoff used to do that.
There you fucking go. So did Nick Slaughter. Nick Slaughter is a prime example of masculinity, if you ask me.
What? Where the extra buttons open on the shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, I do that.
So it's official. It's not a gay thing, right? Just want to know.
Look, man. Sometimes
It can go
good.
either or.
I just want to know if by opening my top 2 buttons, I'm sending a message like I like to be peed in my mouth or something.
Well, you're sending that message loud and clear to me. Wink, wink.
That's a good point. You have won this battle, but not the war.
All right, let's get on. What else does Hero have to say? Meanwhile, Hitler was doing meth. Yes, not only meth, but his doctor, Morel, Theodore Morel, was also like injecting with like bull semen. Bull semen and heroin, I think.
Oh shit.
He tried doing the Jesus thing. Yeah, Tim Pool. Tim Pool is such a fence sitter.
Tim Pool doesn't really believe in anything. What he believes is in keeping his channel going.
Yeah, he just wants to. He
Tim
just
Pool-
wants eyes on him.
Tim Pool only cares about 2 things: 1, to keep his channel going, and 2, to not lose his beanie.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of everything. What you really came
freaking
to see.
Liftar. This fucking Liftar. That's what it is.
This one?
I don't think Tim is a communist hero. I think that Tim is an opportunist.
All right.
He's a grifter.
I don't even think he's a grifter. He's just like he's opportunistic. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the ability to he doesn't really have principles. He thinks he does, but he doesn't, because as soon as the dollar signs show up, those principles go away.
That's the reason why he's in a fight with one of his former partners.
Yep.
Yeah, Adam Krigler.
Yeah, that's fine.
I watched that. I watched that. You know what's funny? Like, there's a chance that it was my advising that got Adam to do the Mea Culpa stream, because he said something and I tweeted at him. I was like, dude, just tell the story or shut the fuck up about it, because I'm sick of this. I have the goods, but I'm not sharing them. Tee-hee shit. I'm sick of it. If you're going to say I have the goods, tee-hee, I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. And then the next night he did that stream. And it kind of went down the way I thought it. Wait, Tim said it himself? Tim said he's a communist himself? He's a communist as long as he's the leader. Tim will never be a follower in communism.
He didn't say that he was a communist. He said he was liberal.
Yeah, he voted for Bernie Sanders. I don't know if that makes him like an overt communist.
The thing that led to Craigler's being fired was essentially Adam and Lydia not getting along and Tim picking sides. But if your boss ever wants you to live with him, don't take the job.
That's fucking weird.
Idea. Yeah, that's weird.
That's really weird. There was a point where I considered, should I try and get a job working for Timcast? And I was like, I will never want to live. I will never want to live with my boss ever. And all the stuff, there is nothing in that studio that I can't do. There is absolutely zero technical ability in that studio that I can't do. I could build that studio from the ground up and operate every position within it. There is no amount of money that you can pay me that will convince me to live on where I work. I go to work, and then when the work day's over, I go home. And what I do is none of your fucking business.
Or anyways, the big story we have from Matt Taibbi.
Oh boy.
Thread, the Twitter files. Okay. What you're about to read is the first installment in a series based upon thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter. The Twitter Files tells an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms. It is a Frankensteinian tale of a human-built mechanism grown out of the control of its designer. Twitter in its conception was a brilliant tool for enabling instant mass communication, making a true real-time global conversation possible for the first time. In an early conception, Twitter more than lived up to its mission statement, giving people the power to create and share ideas and information instantly, without barriers. As time progressed, however, the company was slowly forced to add those barriers. Some of the first tools for controlling speech were designed to combat the likes of spam and financial fraudsters, which is agreeable. It's fair. Slowly over time, Twitter staff and executives began to find more and more uses for these tools. Outsiders began petitioning the company to manipulate speech as well. First a little, then more often, then constantly. By 2020, requests from connected actors to delete tweets were routine. One executive would write to another, more review from the Biden team. The reply would come back, handled. And it began Exhibit A. Censored, unfortunately, but more TV from the Biden team. We have a tweet from this Jared guy, Alette, Words, Azwenya, and Guy Squig. Thanks all. And then someone's like, handle these. Now I'm gonna get some wine from the wine bar. Celebrities and unknowns alike could be removed or reviewed at the behest of a political party.
So is that what Chad Loader was bragging about?
Pretty much.
That's what I thought.
Also, I know he probably got his account back.
Oh,
but
yeah?
I did love when he got suspended, so fuck you, Chad Loader. Fuck yourself with a giant black dildo. You sick, ugly little fuck. I hope you die in obscurity.
Jess, can you hear me?
Yes.
Chat loader account is down.
Mm-hmm.
It's down.
Again?
Yeah, he got a second one, and that was it.
For good?
Yeah, it's for good. That's the reason why he moved to Mastodon.
Good. Fuck you, Chad Loader.
Eat a bag
Fuck
of
you,
fucking
Chad
bits.
Loader. I hope you're sucking cocks in Twitter hell and gulping down those paused semen.
By the way, Hero92 says, but JJ is in deep crap. Yeah, it appears that she was the ultimate top responsible for this shit show, right? Like she actually authorized the banning of Trump?
Yeah.
Personal? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
All right, this one says, I grabbed the first one under SI, defer to safety on the high-profile second one. And the tweets listed are a Stephen Liu Huan and Mr. Canales. Can you tell me who the second tweet belongs to?
Oh, that's the brilliant character actor James Woods. of vampires fame. I don't think anyone knew him before vampires.
Yeah, most people
Dude,
know.
James Woods was pretty. He was pretty big before that.
I
Yep.
know. I was
Vampires-
fucking joking. He was like in his 50s when he made vampires.
Yeah, I mean, like he was in
Ghosts of
Cronenberg's
Mississippi.
Videodrome.
Yeah, he was in Videodrome, Burning Mississippi. Was it?
No, it's Ghosts of Mississippi.
Ghosts of
or
Mississippi.
it was either Ghosts of Mississippi or Mississippi Burning.
I think it was Mississippi Burning.
Because he was Barundilla Beckwith.
Yeah, I mean,
Really fantastic actor.
He's a great actor. He's one of those. Oh yeah, I remember him in like The General's Daughter, playing this sleazy military type, and he was so fucking great. Like he's great as playing these sleazy like whistle type bad guys. He's fucking great.
I saw
And
him for
he's
the first
also-
time in Chaplin with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
True.
he was?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
interesting.
was
Yeah,
hilarious.
he's like sometimes he does this thing by which he's only like for 5 minutes in the movie, but he's completely steals the show.
Yeah, he steals the scene.
He
Also,
hasn't done a bad role. Like he hasn't done a
Yeah,
bad performance
yeah,
in
no,
his
He was
entire
also
fucking
Hades.
career.
He was also Hades in the animated
Mhm.
Hercules. I dread to wonder who's going to replace him in the upcoming live action version,
Yeah, fuck that
directed
shit.
by Guy Ritchie and supposedly inspired by TikTok.
Yeah, fuck that shit, and fuck Guy Ritchie. You haven't done anything good since Snatch.
Yeah.
It's too bad, really. He could have been the British Tarantino. Snatch and
Mhm.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels were fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I like his Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yeah, speaking of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, the Fat Man and I just recently watched Count Dankula's Mad Lad on Lenny the Governor McLean.
Just watched it myself.
Badass.
Fucking great.
Anyways, continuing. Both parties had access to these tools. For instance, in 2020, requests from both the Trump White House and the Biden campaign were received and honored. However, the system wasn't balanced. It was based on context. Because Twitter was and is overwhelmingly staffed by people of one political orientation, guess which one? There were more channels, more ways to complain open to the left, well, Democrats, than the right. As evidenced by this picture here. Contributions by party of recipient. So in 2018, we have a total of $309,394 reduced. Notice that the majority is from the Democrats.
I've told you guys that I've been in Twitter's offices. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
I've
one?
done New York. I've done gigs there, and I didn't see anyone working. I saw people socializing. I saw people pretending to work. I saw people having meetings about diversity. I ate lunch in their cafeteria. It was very good. But no one was actually working.
Yeah, and also a couple episodes ago, I showed the video of the chick
Mhm.
going through her day at Twitter,
That's the
drinking wine and going into the yoga room to de-stress.
It was basically a spa.
In
Yep.
in my 15 years in New York City working, that is woman in tech. That is what they do. They do not work. They schmooze. They socialize. They pretend to work. They create problems that they can pretend to work for pretending to solve, but they don't actually work.
Okay. The resulting slant in content moderation decisions is visible in the documents you're about to read. However, it is also the assessment of multiple current and former high-level executives. Okay, there was more throat clearing about the process, but screw it, let's jump forward. The Twitter Files Part 1 and why Twitter blocked the laptop story. On October 14th, 2020, we all know this, the New York Post published the secret emails and exposed based on the contents of Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop. Twitter took extraordinary steps to suppress the story, removing links and posting warnings that it may be unsafe. They even blocked its transmission via direct message, a tool hitherto reserved for extreme cases, e.g., cheese pizza. White House spokeswoman Kayleigh McEnany was locked out of her account for tweeting about the story, prompting a furious letter from Trump campaign staffer Mike Hahn, who seethed at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. And here's the email saying she's been locked out of her account. All she did was cite the story and firsthand reporting. I need an answer immediately when she will be locked. I don't spelled appreciate wrong. I also don't appreciate how nobody on this team called me regarding the news that you'll be censoring news articles. Like I said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. Okay. Well, this led to public policy executive Caroline Strom to send out a polite WTF query. Several employees noted that there was tension between the comms policy teams who had little less control over moderation and the safety trust teams. And she's like, hey, team, are you... She's like, hi, team, are you able to take a closer look here? Thank you. The note was returned that the answer that the laptop store had been removed for a violation of the company's hacked materials policy. Hi, Caroline. Thanks for reaching out to us. Per checking the usual, the user was bounced by site integrity for violating our hacked materials policy. Adding them here for further insights and guidance. Thanks. Although several sources recalled hearing about general warning from federal law enforcement that summer was about possible foreign hacks, there's no evidence that I've seen of any government involvement in the laptop story. In fact, this might have been the problem. The decision was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, with former head of legal policy and trust Vijaya Gade playing a key role. There you have it.
So, what Vijaya Gade did, and there is an argument for either espionage or sedition or both. And we have a punishment for that in this country. Do you know what that punishment is?
Firing squad.
It involves rope that's shorter than the drop. That is the punishment in this country.
All right.
She did this because Vijaya Gade did this so that she could affect the result of an election. She knew why she was doing it, and she knew what it was that she was doing. And she knew who she was doing it to benefit. That's why when she and Dorsey were on Rogan with Tim Pool, that's why she had such a leash on Dorsey. She did not want Dorsey. By that point, Dorsey had to have known. And she did not want Dorsey saying anything that would tip her hand.
Yeah, and I think Tim Pool tried calling her out on it, but she was like, yeah. No, sir, you are wrong. I do good. Okay, 24. They just freelanced it is how one former employee characterized the decision. Hacking was the excuse, but within a few hours, pretty much everyone realized that wasn't going to hold, but no one had the guts to reverse it. You can see the confusion in the following lengthy exchange, which ends up including Gade and former Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth. What an echoey name. Comms official Trenton Kennedy writes, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this as unsafe.
There's a parallel here. If you notice the rule, what he's saying is that there was a rule for, we'll call it censorship imposed at Twitter that people may have thought was obsolete, but still continued abiding by because no one wanted to take responsibility for doing different. It's the same thing with the masks. It's the same thing. We know they're useless, but nobody has the balls to say, all right, we're not going to do this anymore.
Yeah, so he's saying like, so this guy's like, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this as unsafe. We'll face hard questions on this if we don't have some kind of solid reasoning for marking the link unsafe. And he takes in Yoel and a bunch of other people, and this Roseboro replies with, will we also mark stories as unsafe? Mark similar stories as unsafe and adds a Fox News link. By this point, everyone knew this was fucked, said one former employee, but the response was essentially to err on the side of continuing to err. Yoel Roth says, the policy basis is hacked materials, though. As discussed, this is an emerging situation where the facts remain unclear. Given the severe risks here in lessons of 2016, we're erring on the side of including a warning and preventing this content from being amplified. What is the warning that will come up? No. When you click on the link, you'll see the generic unsafe URL message references spam, malware, and violations of the Twitter rules. Not ideal, but it's the only thing we have. And then this guy says, whatever we do in the comms, this will become a biased claim for Jack pre-hearing immediately. Let's make it clear we are proactively but cautiously interpreting this through the lens of our hacked materials policy and allowing the link with a warning and significant reduction of spread. Former VP of Global Comms Brendan Borman asks, can we truthfully claim that this is part of the policy? Picture for reference. To which Deputy General Counsel Jim Baker again seems to advise staying the non-course because caution is warranted. Can Midnight, can you enlighten who Jim Baker is? Hello?
I think we're only you and me.
Yeah, I get a drop, but I'll be back right in a minute for me.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, notice how it says privileged and confidential, and then he says, I support the conclusion that we need more facts to assess whether the materials were hacked. At this stage, it's reasonable for us to assume that they may have been, and the caution is warranted. There are some facts that indicate that the materials may have been hacked, while the others are indicating that the computer was either abandoned and or the owner consented to allow the repair shop to access it for at least some purposes, and we simply need more information.
I think the original version was that he completely forgot about it, and when they were fixing it, they found all his perverted files.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you expect from a crackhead?
Yeah, and I remember, I don't know who was, because I remember it was in the news that something similar happened. It was a guy who took his laptop to a customer service to get her repaired. The guys obviously had to examine the files, and they found all his dirty stuff, and obviously they had to report to the authorities.
Whew, yeah.
I mean, that's you're mandated to do that.
Yeah, if you see some sus shit, then you have to automatically report it to the authorities. But yeah, I was asking you, Midnight Man, who is what's Jim Baker's role in all of this?
Jim Baker, like the politician?
Yeah, not Jim Baker, the priest guy.
Where I don't see it. Where am I seeing it?
It was the last tweet. The Deputy General Counsel Jim Baker.
It looks to me like he sees trouble ahead. I don't know.
All right. Well, anyways, a fundamental problem with tech companies and content moderation. Many people in charge of speech care little about speech and have to be told the basics by outsiders. To wit, excuse me. In one humorous exchange on day one, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna reaches out to Gade to gently suggest she hop on the phone to talk about the backlash for his speech. Khanna was the only Democratic official I could find in the files who expressed concern.
Yeah, this pisses me off because he should have done this publicly.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept it quiet so that he could keep his power.
But yeah, he's like
should have done
generating
this.
huge Yep.
The same goes
Generating
for
huge.
for this woman, Vidaya, whatever the fuck is her name.
Yeah, she says generating huge backlash on Hillary's speech. Happy to chat if you're up for it. Best row sent from my iPhone.
Yep.
So now I see why Apple wants to get in.
Ro Khanna betrayed his constituents and the American people because he had this conversation. He knew this was going on and he kept quiet about it. He owed his constituents and the American people bringing this out into the open, and he chose not to do that because he saw some benefit for himself.
I've heard people say that this is worse and bigger than Watergate, and I feel inclined to agree.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. Anyways, Gade replies quickly, immediately diving into the weeds of Twitter policy, unaware Khanna is more worried about the Bill of Rights. Hi, Congressman Khanna. Thank you for reaching out, and we appreciate the heads up. We put out a clarifying thread of tweets earlier this evening to explain our policy around the posting of private information and linking directly to hacked materials. The press secretary's account was not permanently suspended. We requested that she delete the tweet containing material that is in violation of our rules and her account and is restricted until she complies. I'd be happy to jump on the phone if it's helpful. My team in DC, Jessica and Lauren, are copied here and are available to discuss. Thank you, sir. Come again, Vijaya. Then Khanna tries to reroute the conversation to the First Amendment mention of what is generally hard to find in the files. Basically saying, hope you're well, but this seems to be a violation of First Amendment principles. If there's a hack of classified information that could expose a serious war crime and the NYT was to publish it, I think the NYT should have that right. A journalist should not be held accountable for the legal actions of the source unless they actively aided the hack. So to restrict the distribution of material, especially regarding a presidential candidate, seems not in the keeping of the principles of New York Times v. Sullivan. I say this as a total Biden partisan and convinced he didn't do anything wrong. That was a lie. He did do many things wrong. The story now has become more about censorship than relatively innocuous emails, and it's become a bigger deal than it would have been. It is now leading to serious efforts to curtail Section 230, many of which would have been a mistake. I believe Twitter itself should curtail what recommends or puts in trending news, and your policy against QAnon groups is all good. It's a hard balance. But in the heat of the presidential campaign, restricting dissemination of newspaper articles seems like it will invite more backlash than it will do good. Please keep the communication between just us and this line right here. Please keep this communication between just us and Jack, and no need to CC the team or forward to them. That line right there surely isn't sus.
Well, everything about this is sus. The whole thing is sus. Everything that was released is sus.
Okay. Within a day, head of public policy Lauren Culbertson reveals a ghastly letter report from Carl Szabo of the research firm NetChoice, which had already pulled 12 members of Congress, 9 Republicans and 3 Democrats, from the House Judiciary Committee to Representative Judy Chu's office. Let's see. Yep. Net Choice lets Twitter know a bloodbath awaits in upcoming Hill hearings, which members saying it's a tipping point, complaining tech has grown so big that they can't even regulate themselves, so the government may need to intervene. Basically. Which I agree. Sabo reports to Twitter that
Wait,
some
how many of these are there? Because you don't have to read all. Like,
there's like, I think this is the last one.
Well, I think that we get the gist of it anyway.
Yeah, you don't have to read these word for word. Like, it's a good idea
right.
to sum up a bit.
All right, let me sum up the last two. So, this guy reports to Twitter that some people are characterizing the laptop story as text access Hollywood moment, and then the final one says the First Amendment is an absolute.
Yes, it is.
They want more. This letter contains chilling passages relaying Democratic lawmakers' attitudes. They want more moderation, and as for the Bill of Rights, it's not absolute. So, I'll put this up here for a few seconds if you want to read through it.
What they're saying is that they can censor because they're a private company. But what they're not saying is that they're getting their marching orders for censorship from the DNC. That is definitively fascism. That is definitively fascism, and it is, in fact, a violation of First Amendment rights, which is why James Woods is suing the shit out of the DNC. And he probably should throw Twitter in there, too.
Question. Have we talked about Mark Ruffalo yet?
We'll get to it. I think I have the tweet. Yeah, I have the tweet. I'll grab that quick.
Because it goes with this.
All right, so let me switch over to that one. But yeah, this is bigger than Watergate. Definitely bigger than Watergate. We're gonna be hear this, so like.
I mean, if they did this.
Sorry,
if they did this with the Hunter's laptop story, imagine what they did with the story with the vaccine, with COVID,
with
elections. They are complicit in quite a few things, including death.
It's just the tip of the iceberg.
Mark Ruffalo, I disavow you. You are no longer a Wisconsinite. Fuck off to Hollywood and stay there. No beer and bratwurst for you.
The interesting thing is before Elon bought Twitter, people on the center and right were saying that the government needs to step in to stop Twitter from censoring. Now that Elon has bought Twitter, the left is saying that the government needs to step in to force Twitter to censor.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, actor Mark Ruffalo disavowed, you are not a Wisconsinite. We shall erase you from the records of Kenosha. Or was it Racine? I don't know. You are from one of the lower counties. You are not allowed to enter Summerfest and or the Wisconsin State Fair.
You are an inferior caste of Wisconsinite.
If we see you among our borders, you'll be immediately fed to the 30-point buck. For it is law. So actor Mark Ruffalo calls for Twitter to be heavily regulated, and I can't make the picture bigger, but it says, as a worldwide public square, this app should be heavily regulated for misinformation and spamming by hostile interests. If Elon can't do that with his company, it should be seen as public utility under governmental supervision. This system unregulated will be more deadly.
Deadly. Okay, so what they're saying is that if right-wing people get to speak, that will get people killed. That's basically what they're saying. Like leftists, there's no problem. Like you can be an over-communist and say that Stalin did nothing wrong. That's fine. That's not gonna lead to violence, even though BLM and the Chas and all that.
What he really means is
they want to censor writers.
We're gonna get caught.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about who gets killed.
No,
absolutely.
They only care when these people on their side.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so he wants Twitter to be heavily regulated, and one Twitter user replied, "Just create a government office of misinformation. What could possibly go wrong?" Didn't we try that before? Anyways, so Mark Ruffalo, who has repeatedly stigmatized those who disagree with him on Twitter, including label them as fascists, openly called for more top-down authoritarian government control to regulate Twitter under owner Elon Musk's direction on Thursday. And he tweeted what I just read. I don't know if we can play this video, but it says Mark Ruffalo claims war in Ukraine is a gift to Biden, which I
mean,
think
in
it is.
a way, it kind of is, because it really got the NPC switch on.
Mm-hmm. Backlash was swift and biting on Twitter. And only people who think as you do should be trusted to do that, right? Wrote someone called Lindsay Feifeld. This chick. She's a blue check mark. Dan Andros followed up. Just create a government office of misinformation. What could possibly go wrong?
I think
That's
that's
a propaganda office.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like making fun of Mark Ruffalo with that.
Didn't we try, like, wasn't it attempted like a couple months ago, like at the end of last year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and a few other tweets threw a few Marxist and communist barbs at Ruffalo, such as this Nick Freitas. Excellent idea, comrade. But real quick, before you implement your totally original plan, has the government even taken over a media company like this in order to have exclusive rights for determining what constitutes misinformation? And how did that turn out?
Well, that's Spain for you.
Yeah. I mean, one of your friends on Instagram posted that video of Pablo Matos of Hormiguero
Yeah.
touching hot ladies' booties.
Which he's been doing for fucking decades by now, and nobody had a problem until somebody, until an ad from the Ministry of Women here in Spain portrayed one of the images, and suddenly he's like the worst person ever in Spain, and everybody hates him. And he's like, he's totally confused. He's like, but I've been voting left my entire life. I've been working for a state-sponsored network. What the fuck is going on? The fuck is going on is that you've been sacrificed because, somebody had to be sacrificed.
Let's see. Ruffalo, who has also pushed the boundaries of credulity and suspension of disbelief by portraying scientists in his acting work, has labeled those he disagrees with in the past as fascists. I'm gonna say here that Bixby, whatever his first name was, and Lou Ferrigno, best Hulk and Bruce Banner.
Bill Bixby.
Definitely.
Bill Bixby.
Lou Ferrigno, absolutely. Yep. They originated the role and they perfected it.
I actually saw Lou Ferrigno at that same anime convention where I saw Jason David Frank, R.A.P.
R.I.P.
Pour one out for the still pour one out for the Green Ranger.
Left us too early, brother.
Yeah.
Mark Fincham is a fascist. Look, call it as you see it. This guy's a fascist. He believes he knows better than everyone else, that we should not have free and fair elections. He's willing to sell his own country out from underneath his own feet. Vote at Adrian Fontes. Oh yeah, like that's not endorsement affecting an election. And then something about liberal democracy in action. There's Macron being French. And then Mark Ruffalo's like, bravo, smash fascists. The actor, like many leftists, has invoked the moniker fascism without any clear understanding. One of its central features is top-down centralized authoritarian governmental control. Something Ruffalo has been advocating with regard to Twitter. And then he says, then this guy, Lex Jurgen, says, when you become the fascistic government movie villain of your own real life, it's time to fret. reflect. And I think this is the brilliant deceased William Hurt.
Oh yeah, he also left us too soon. It was
Yeah.
fucking great.
Fuck cancer. And then here's the Chad, William Hurt, and the Virgin Mark Ruffalo. Something he was also retweeting claims by Midnight's girlfriend Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
She's not my girlfriend. She's my horse.
Elon says, hot take, not everything AOC says is 100% accurate. Maybe so, but that's why having robust filters for misinformation and credible verified users has been a popular feature for people and advertisers alike. We need those safeguards to make sure it's accurate information, or the app loses credibility, as do you, and people leave. Stay in fucking Hollywood. Don't come back to Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo's family remaining in Wisconsin, I demand you disavow, disown him, bar him from ever entering the state. If he does, you shoot him on sight.
Never give him any more cheese. Doesn't get any more cheese from Wisconsin ever.
Feed him that whack ass vegan cheese. Anyway, so yeah. Okay. Oh, and on that note, what we have this. From RNC Research. Here's Sleepy Joe saying the incriminating emails on his son's laptop were and
I mean, yeah, they are a smear campaign based on fact. They are smearing you with that because your son is a crackhead and you and he are involved in laundering, at least with the Ukraine and China. So, yes,
50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plan. They have said that this has all the 5 former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage.
This is classic Trump. We have 4 days left, and all of a sudden there's a laptop. There's overwhelming evidence that from the intelligence community that the Russians are engaged.
You still think that the stories from the fall about your son Tucker were Russian disinformation as
this fucking dipshit.
Yes. I know you'd ask it. I had no response. Another smear campaign. It's the last-ditch effort in this desperate campaign to smear me and my family. The vast majority of the intelligence people have come out and said there's no basis at all.
Whoops.
50.
Yes, you are being smeared because you are a criminal, your brother's a criminal, and your son's a criminal.
Just a family of rats.
And worse.
I mean,
What the
Bidens are capable of, both in that laptop and on Ashley Biden's diary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's this one. So here's the thing. You can only violate people's legal rights and your own word so far before they lawyer up and come after you. I really do hope Musk changes his mind and does the right thing. The employees deserve that, but it'll be fun as hell if he doesn't.
What
I don't
legal
like his
rights
name.
What legal rights is he asserting have been violated? Don't read this whole fucking document, Jez. For the love of Christ, please don't read this whole document.
I'll just read like.
Summarize. Don't read shit. Summarize it.
All right. So basically, this letter is a strongly worded letter of this tribal gentleman sending a strongly worded letter to Elon Musk and this Alex Spiro, because I guess it's a class action lawsuit. They're trying to do a class action lawsuit, like if you don't, because they didn't get like severance packaging, and if they don't respond by Wednesday, December 7th, they will commence an arbitration campaign on their behalf.
They can do that, but they got 60 days of paid severance, which they're working in an at-will state. So
like 3 pages of words.
It's nonsense.
And
It's
then he
absolute
says,
nonsense, and
"We're not looking to hold our breath, but we hope you'll do what's right and keep your word. Either way, we'll be ready. If you'd like to reach me to discuss, you have my contact information. All the best."
Yeah,
Nose guy.
They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. That's okay. Let them file a suit. They're gonna lose.
Yeah. And then as I was scrolling through the tweets, I found, where's it? This one. Akiva, spanking on someone who practiced
Okay,
law.
you don't have to do we don't have to do a character on everything that you read, man. You're killing me.
I like doing it.
Because you killing midnight, yes, you killing your father.
Like, sometimes you just got to get to the point, and you're dragging it out.
Fine. Akiva, speaking as someone who practiced law for 42 years, most of the time doing commercial litigation, this is the single best demand letter I've ever read.
Cocksucker.
They really like to kiss each other's asses, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's fucking
that's Akiva Cohen, right? Yeah, they're gonna lose.
This guy.
Oi.
Yeah.
So I think that's all.
That's it. That's the biggest political scandal of probably a lifetime.
That's it on the whole Twitter thing.
It's pretty fucking big.
And let's see what happens next week, because
most people aren't intelligent enough to understand it. Is one of the things that I'm noticing. Like, they're just they can't understand the concept that Vijaya Gade hobnobbed with the DNC, and while she was hobnobbing, she took notes and she fulfilled demands.
Mm-hmm.
And she did it for her own personal benefit. And there's also the fact that, like, Hindi cultures are not, they never abandoned the caste system. So they are highly hegemonic and highly classist. So this lady thinks of herself as above the rest of us. And she thinks that the users of Twitter are people for her to rule over, not free people that she is there to serve.
All right. Anyways, let's see what's going on in other entertainment. Oh, hey. This may look interesting. Avatar: The Way of Water director James Cameron claims testosterone is a toxin that you have slowly to work out of your system.
Name the last good James Cameron movie.
Aliens.
The Abyss was okay.
The Abyss was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it had Mobius designs for the aliens and the underground, like underwater city and all that. So, yeah.
And Titanic, I guess.
Titanic is a by-the-numbers romance novel in the form of a movie that Cameron made so that he could get funding to explore the Titanic wreck.
He got away with it.
He did. I mean, he accomplished his goal. Is it a good movie? If you like that kind of movie, it's a very well-made movie.
Well, do we count Strange Days as a James Cameron movie, even though it was directed by his ex-wife?
That's what's her face? No, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, from I don't remember, but she directed Near Dark, which is a fucking great movie too.
Yeah.
The same applies to Alita, because he was going to direct it, but he wasted his time in Avatar.
Yeah, no, that's a Robert Rodriguez movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we mean like James Cameron as an author, like the full
It's a
package,
director.
writer director.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's probably the abyss.
That was probably the abyss. So fuck him.
Hmm.
It's gonna be
So
trash.
So James Cameron says that testosterone is a toxin that you have slowly work out of your system. Yeah. Scroll on this website is shit. He discussed his working relationship with surprise, surprise, the Walt Disney Company, who's producing and distributing the film after they purchased 20th Century Fox. He hasn't had any big clashes with any of the Disney executives. Maybe it's still a honeymoon phase. I don't know. We'll see. If the movie doesn't make money, then maybe the honeymoon's over. Good. I hope this piece of shit doesn't make any money. I hope it makes $1 fucking dollar.
I find very difficult.
Let's see. The director would then contrast it with his previous interactions with executives at 20th Century Fox. A lot of things I did earlier I wouldn't do. Career-wise, it's just risks that you take as a wild, testosterone-poisoned young man.
Okay, listen, I know this comes as a surprise to some people, but if you closely watch James Cameron's movies, you will realize that this gene, like this seed of the insufferable SJW, was always there. Like I don't know, you can only have to like just take a look at the Terminator. The Terminator is about how the entire world is gonna get nuked by nuclear war, and all these beautiful forests are gonna go to waste, and it's inevitable because we're a shit species. Blah blah blah. That anti-human nihilist vibe was always there from day one.
Do you know this rumor about the true story behind Terminator and the Matrix?
Oh yeah. He ripped off some black lady who like wrote those story like the story about like humans fighting machines. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
That lady did win a settlement.
yeah.
I mean, to be honest, James Cameron hasn't created anything original in his life. Everything he did was like a loose adaptation of something else. Like the Terminator was basically Halloween, but like instead of like Michael Myers with a butcher knife, it was some buff guy with assault weapons, as they call them nowadays. And it was also loosely based on an old Twilight Zone episode written by what's this crazy motherfucker? Midland, you must know him. This crazy motherfucker who used to write
Harlan
stories.
Ellison.
Harlan Ellison. That's
Harlan Ellison.
I didn't even know for sure that it was Harlan Ellison, but Twilight Zone, it's always going to be Harlan Ellison. He wrote the best episodes.
There's actually because they actually went to court over it, and there's in the end credits of the Terminator, there's a short quote saying acknowledgments to the works of Harlan Ellison.
Yeah, I mean, rip off Harlan Ellison and Ray Bradbury, and you've got the stuff of legend.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for Argy the Atara, I'm ripping a lot. I'm ripping quite a bunch of stuff from Blade Runner and Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
Yeah, don't beat yourself over that, because that's something that all artists do. Like I don't judge the quality of a work on its originality, even though that may be a huge part. Like, oh, this is really original, I like it.
There's no original stories.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the AIs. Everybody's freaking out about the AIs because they're like scouring the internet, like taking references and like merging it all together in one picture. Motherfucker, that's what humans do. Like you read comics that you like and watch movies that you like, and you like that's what you feed when you have to create a work of art.
When it comes to art, I'm not worried about AIs.
Nah, me neither. I'm more worried about James Cameron.
Yeah. Who says that testosterone is a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system. But testosterone is not a toxin, and it plays an important role in the development and maintenance of a typical masculine physical characteristics, such as muscle mass and strength and growth of facial and body hair. Like,
didn't James Cameron bang Kathleen Kennedy? Were they married at some point?
She banged the producer. I think it was Galen Hurd.
She was never involved with James Cameron?
I don't think so. James Cameron went from, I think, Linda Hamilton to Galen Hurd to what's her name from Strange Days, Kathleen Bigelow. I think those are like his like big 3 ex-wives.
Makes me
I mean, he
wonder
has
if
3 fucking ex-wives. He's one for to talk about fucking testosterone and relationship to women.
makes me wonder if he also
Yeah.
fucked the sister of Linda Hamilton.
Probably because he was directing a movie and the director's a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, it's in Hollywood, in show business, dude. In show business, all the men are conciliatory to women. All the men are conciliatory to women. Why? I mean, this is these days, but it's been going on probably for longer than I got into it. Why? Because what happens if you're not conciliatory to a woman in show business? Well, she complains about you. And what happens if a woman complains about you in show business? You're fired. There was an interview with Michael Moore I remember seeing a while ago, where he I don't remember what the impetus was, but he was like, "Just say you're sorry.
Yeah.
Just whatever it is, just tell her
just
you're
like
sorry."
me.
And it's like, what, bitch? I might not be sorry. What are we talking about here? But that's how they manage. That's how they manage their relationships with women. They just tell them whatever the fuck they think they want to hear. They don't necessarily mean it. They just know that telling them what they want to hear gets them what they want, which makes them fucking monumentally misogynist. They gaslight women to get what they want from them. And they believe it.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, his idea about testosterone might also be bleeding into Avatar: The Way of Water. What little he talked about the film, he revealed it was seemingly feature an asshole dad. He told the outlet, "I thought I'm going to work out a lot of my stuff artistically that I've gone through as a parent of 5 kids." Damn. The overarching idea is the family is the fortress. It is our greatest weakness and our greatest strength. I thought I could write the hell out of this. I know what it is to be the asshole dad.
I just love how they think they are like just being funny and self-deprecating instead of like confessing that they're fucking assholes.
Look at me, stupid white guy.
And then
I'm with my kids every now and then. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, and then he
Not
says
funny.
like, then Worthington, the guy who plays Jake Sully, says, "This love story has involved. We now have a family, and to be honest, to me, the movie is about protecting your family, which is
that's
good." But then you have this fucking schmo behind it. And whether that's an immediate family, it works on many levels. It could be a communal family, the family that we choose. And then blah, blah, blah. He also told the Associated Press that the climate and the health of the planet was on his mind while making the film and its sequels. Very much so, even to the extent that I am strongly debated with myself and discussed with my wife whether I should stop filmmaking and work on the sustainability issues. But we managed to be able to do that in parallel with the filmmaking process. We're doing all of our sustainability efforts. I don't want to say as a side hustle, but in parallel. I put in as much effort into that as I do in the filmmaking.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love that shit. Like the world is ending. It's really depressing. So here's a fucking movie about blue cat aliens.
True story. The planet Earth is going to outlive the human race.
Yeah,
if fucking outlive the dinosaurs who were like bigger than us, and they were here for like, what the fuck is that thing in the picture? I thought there was a woman. Is that? Yeah, I got confused. Sorry.
It looks
I
like
have
the kid
no
from.
idea.
It looks like the kid from Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Apparently his name is Spider.
Okay.
Yeah, the planet Earth is like, I'm very pro environment. I don't want pollution, and I like trees and animals and shit. But the idea that humans are going to destroy the planet is arrogant. No matter what we do, the planet's going to recover from it. It just may get rid of us first.
I mean, look at Sherbonell.
I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to like loosely calculate the amount of dung that the dinosaurs produced for the several hundreds of millions of years that they were in charge of the Earth, and the planet didn't end. You know, the amount of waste that they produced. Because a fucking brontosaur is like what, an entire cow farm. Imagine the fucking farts of these things. Imagine a fucking plesiosaur farting. Jesus.
The planet's still here. The inhabitants just changed.
And as I was saying, look at Chernobyl. People thought that it would.
You mean Chernobyl?
Yeah, Chernobyl, and that everything would turn into like a irradiated nuclear wasteland with like nothing, and it's like now it's like.
I mean, I'm not. What is that, Pripyat? I'm not moving to fucking Pripyat anytime soon. We do have to be careful with like shit like that. I don't want nuclear war. I don't want nuclear power plants having meltdowns. But even if they do, and we die, the planet's still going to be here.
I'm just gonna quote Josh Carlin about his Earth plus plastic speech. You know what he said? Like we are so arrogant that we think that plastic is gonna fuck Earth, and we don't pause to consider that maybe Earth created us because it wants plastic to create a new paradigm. Earth plus plastic. That's how Earth is gonna be in the future. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check that.
Cameron went on to state. Yeah. Anyways, Cameron went on to state that the new Avatar films aren't any more like a lecture on climate or environmentalism than the first one was. So yeah, pretentious bullshit.
That's everyone. The entirety of show business is so fucking pretentious, and the reality is, anyone with half a sack left over the fucking lockdowns. So there's no one with balls left in that industry.
Mm-hmm.
So parallel industry is the only answer.
It's so fucking sad because James Cameron is one of my top 4 directors. It's one of the 4 C's, you know, that I always trust to watch a movie. It's Cameron, Carpenter, Cronenberg, and Cohen.
Everything good he made is still good.
Mm-hmm. That's true, but it saddens me that that's never gonna happen again. Like I really like depressed James Cameron. I think that's his best work.
Oh, so before we get into this, let's see what Hero says.
No interest. No, I mean, I
will forever hate the first Avatar and will never watch the second dumpster fire, nor will I watch the sequel to the second. I hate Cameron. The first movie I wasted my effing money on was that crap.
That sucks. My first Cameron movie was Alien. No, it was Terminator, and then shortly after that, I saw Aliens.
Yeah, my first Cameron movie was Terminator 2. So
yeah, me too.
I saw Aliens in the theater.
Mine was Titanic.
I might have seen Terminator in the theater.
But anyways, let me open this in another tab, the actual article. But God, I hate the queers. I hate the fucking queers. Even though I'm trans, I hate the fucking queers and hate whatever queer romance is.
Reflected in every surface you pass. They just need themselves to be in every single thing.
But before we get on to what the article is talking about, let's take a look at this guy is Maddie H says, as a gay person and a Willow fan, I don't want queer romance front and center. Can we just focus on magic and monsters and big sword fights? Yep. And now let's look at some memes. Impressive. Very nice. Now let's see the Chinese version. This one, Willow fans, and then we have all the other fandoms ruined.
Yeah.
And James Franco is saying first time.
Oh, by the way, a little bit of deviation, but did you hear that of this new remake of Trigun?
Of who?
I'm ignoring it.
Of the anime Trigun, that they are making a new version.
But that the Japanese or what?
Oh, yeah, Trigun.
Okay.
Well, the director came out and said that he is inspired by the MCU movies.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. Disney be like, hey, little boy, have you explored your sexuality yet? Wait, you might be gay. Let's talk about it. Stop! You're a girl trapped in a boy's body.
On a plus side, there's this I don't know if it's anime or manga creator who said that he wants to feed beef to Greta Thunberg and watch her cry.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
really?
Yeah, I want to be friends with that guy so bad.
Yeah,
Whoever that is, I want to see everything is done.
Then this
God damn it.
Willow Ufgood now identifies as a trans female wizard. Disney, this is the 7th week in a row you've shown your first openly gay character.
This is practically a reality because the last movie they released, what's it called? The Strange World? Also, it has a shit ton of all characters.
A gay biracial son.
There you go.
Remember,
It's not
everything
wrong.
woke turns to shit. Any more funny memes? Nope.
Nope.
But it does say that Disney's Strange World looking like studio's costly failure.
Good, Anakin, good.
And then someone's deleting their Disney Plus account. And then we have Stone Toss.
The romance. I love this fucking guy.
Any more? Any more? Nope. Wait.
No, just give it time. Just give it time.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be plenty more.
Yeah, one day, but let's browse through the article and find what gay romance. I hope the fuck they didn't make the baby gay. The baby from the first movie. Alora, what's her face?
Laura Danan. I actually like
queer romance in Willow, front and center. It was just organic.
No, it wasn't.
Organic. Oh, what the fuck?
What happened?
This almost sounds like okay, a princess and a lady knight never got together in George Lucas's original, but for this casting guy, it was an obvious next step. Weird because My Treatment also features a princess and a lady knight, and it is way different.
I mean,
Blah, blah, blah.
I guess there's only so many ways you can portray gay romance.
Let's see. This time, Willow is accompanied by a whole ensemble of squad, mostly teenagers. Each pulling and pushing against fantasy tropes that will be excitingly familiar to an audience in an area where D&D is mainstream and young adult fiction is full of plucky heroes and heroines.
That's what the first movie did. Fuck this shit. The first movie did the whole
rule of
subversion thing much better because it portrayed Matt Martigan and Sorcha getting together. And that was completely unexpected.
Here we go.
Okay. Shut up now.
Here we go. In a long overdue and welcome development for fantasy cinema, television, and the Disney Corporation itself, Kit, a self-centered tomboy princess who spends most of the series dressed like the dread pirate Roberts, and Jade, an orphan girl who wants to become her country's first female knight, are as though someone took every tomboy fantasy heroine in the young adult literature canon, tossed them in a blender, and flipped a big mad scientist lover from subtext to text.
Lord help
trash.
Just interesting.
Yeah. And Willow's not even the main guy. Here's Willow's two mains are Kit and Dove, both young women who wrestle with the legacy of Elora Danan.
What's his name?
You guys want to hear what?
Fucking what's the actor? Warwick Davis is old, man.
No, he's like 52, something like that. He's not that old.
In dwarf years, that's like 70s.
Well, that's true. But he was like 17 when he made the first movie. I thought he was older because he had kids and all that.
That's true. Like, yeah, they've trashed the movie. It's not going to be a good movie. They woke up.
I mean, if it's called Willow, and Willow is not the main protagonist, fuck that shit.
Right.
Do you guys want to hear what my treatment for a Willow sequel would have been?
All right.
Okay.
You
it was-
have one elevator ride. Here, I'm going to time you.
Shit.
I'm going to time you. I'm going to give you 2.5 minutes, which is generous. Hang on. Whoops, that's my calculator. Hang on. All right.
Is it starting?
All right, you have 2.5 minutes, and go.
Elora is raised along with Mad Bardigan and the girl's kid daughter, and then one day like the daughter gets like poisoned by some type of rose that turns her like evil, and so they like abandon her out into the forest, and she's found by these like lizard dragon people, and she becomes like, and the biological daughter becomes like some knight along with the dragon people. And it's prophesized that Elora Danan has to marry like the prince of the lizard people, because the lizard people are trying to invade the land.
So it's basically like a Night King scenario in which the biological kid becomes like the antagonist.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And then I guess Willow has to like, and then I guess Elora has Willow try to have him try to change like the prophecy or something.
We need a quest here. We need action, and we need like a party of heroes going on crazy adventures. That's called Willow.
Mm-hmm.
So quest. 1, 2, 3, go.
I don't know. I guess Willow. I don't know. Willow tries. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, and I'm trying to gather all my thoughts about it. But it was basically like Willow has to like protect Elora Danan, and then try to like reunite the biological daughter of Mad Mardigan and the other chick with Elora Danan, because the biological daughter blames all her misfortune on her parents favoring Elora over her.
That is an interesting dynamic.
Okay.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like a Kylo Ren, but okay.
You're moving in a good direction. I like the idea of Mad Mardigan needing to be reunited with his daughter, but let's not make her a bitch, because that's a little bit of a self-insert going on there.
No, I
What
mean
you're
she's
gonna do
not.
is-
She's not really like a bitch. She's more like aloof
resentful of
because-
her parents and run away to Argentina. I mean, Peru. I mean, Chile. You know.
No. It's more like they didn't mean to abandon her. It's just that they had to because of like this magical flower.
So there's no Mad Mardigan's daughter in the original movie.
No, it's because at the
Right.
end it's they're tasked with raising Elora.
Yeah, it's that character is very much a self-insert for you. So we're gonna make it not a self-insert. What we want to do is we want to take Willow and Elora's relationship and flip it. So in this one, it's actually Elora protecting Willow. She's gone to the wizard school or whatever the fuck it is, and she is now an adult mage. And Willow is a bit older. Maybe she was his apprentice, and they have a sort of father-daughter relationship where he looks out for her, but now he's older, so she's got to look out for him. There's some sort of quest. I like the idea of they have to go and find Mad Mardigan again, who's living in depression after losing his daughter, who has gone to wherever the fuck she's gone, and they have to.
It wasn't. No, but the thing is, like when they
I'm
left
changing
her,
it. I'm changing it. I'm telling you what works better. I know what you said. I am changing it. The lizard people thing, that's a whole nother world. Yes, you can bring that in there, but that's not established in the first movie.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with bringing another race. Like we have like fucking halflings in the first one called Nelwins, and then we have the brownies.
There is merit in that idea, but we got deep into it faster than a basis was established for us to get into.
But the thing is that it's not like this child really willingly ran away. It was just abandoned, and then the lizard people like picked her up and then raised them among like their customs.
You're not. It's not selling me. That part of it isn't selling me. Having the lizard people in the movie is good, but having Mad Mardigan's daughter run away with the lizard people just isn't. It isn't selling me.
I'm telling you that she didn't ran away. She was like adopted by
whatever.
Yeah.
Please, Mr. Midnightsburg, read my script. It's really short. I swear. I swear.
There are some good ideas in there, but we got to pull it out of fan fiction.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, here's another elf from Disney. Miss Marvel actor Mohan Kapoor sent the sausage pics to a 15-year-old girl and wanted to have an affair with her. Survivor shares horrifying account of a #MeToo story. So this is Mohan Kapoor. Indian actor Mohan Kapoor is a prominent face in the Indian film industry, but he has recently landed in trouble and has been accused of sexual misconduct.
You can type sexual in an article nowadays? It's a news article. You can say sexual? What the fuck, dude?
Well, this is out of India too, so maybe there's like... Yeah.
Yeah, there's a progressive.
The accuser has allegedly shared Twitter threads to back herself. Here's what she said. Mohan is not only a film actor, his presence is evident in the television world, and he's the first South Asian host of the first South Asian original program, Samt Sadie, which is produced by a satellite network called ZTV. And then he landed the role of the dad in Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala Khan's dad in Miss Marvel.
Right. A Twitter user whose name is what?
A dude from a third world shithole does not have the same instinctual age of innocence principles that we do. Surprise, this is why we have to be careful about who we let in here from third world shitholes. Also, it happens to be the same third world shithole that the censor that was running Twitter just a month ago comes from, and may have something to do with why Twitter wasn't going after pedos. Because they're fucking common in that third world shithole.
Anyways,
point, I must say.
What do you?
A Twitter user who has not been disclosed alleged that this Kapoor alleged the Miss Marvel actor of harassment when she spoke to him in 2020. She claims that Kapoor assaulted her when she was only 15 years old. The minor was a big fan of an actress who was Kapoor's partner at the time. In one of her Twitter threads, she mentioned that when I was 14 years old, I was a fan of this serial actress and we became friends. Her partner at the time, Mohan Kapoor, also became friends with me. I respected them, both of them, almost like second parents, and told them about my stressful life. But Mohan Kapoor took advantage of me. And then a lot of allegations like, when I was 14 years old, I met this actress and Mohan Kapoor. They were like second parents, and I told them about my stressful life. We constantly talked until I noticed he started flirting with me. Then when I was 15, he sent his sausage pics to me. He was apologizing nonstop and was depressed. I forgave him, but after that, he continued to harass me. Said how he was in love with me, wanted to marry me, wanting me to grow up to be with him, and can't wait for me to get older so I can sleep with him. Yeah. What's that, folks?
Is that the wood chipper?
Norm.
Wood chipper.
Mm-hmm.
It's the norm where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
It's the norm where he's from. That's why it's hard for them to understand why it's not here.
His partner, now ex, knew the type of man he was, and she was aware he was talking to me. And when this girl met her in person, she told her everything that was happening, and then a year later stopped talking to me after she started gaslighting me. The girl was so depressed about the situation. Literally, the chick was like, how I threw my baggage on her, and truly felt that this woman didn't care at all what Mohan Kapoor was doing. She was obviously confused and depressed, didn't know if it was Stockholm Syndrome or what, but kept on thinking that it was my fault and kept on wanting to be his friend again and thinking that he really, truly cared about me, but he didn't. Depression got worse, and she was planning to take her own life. She kept calling this guy, but he ignored the calls and at times told me to get over it. Then he completely twisted the whole story to make me look like the bad person. And he kept on saying that he can't trust me. The last time that she talked to this dude was in 2020, and I was crying. I can't take this anymore. Hoping he would apologize, understand the trauma he had caused. Instead, he told me he can't trust me, and the only way he can gain my trust again is if I hop on video chat and send nudes to him in order to be friends with him again.
Welcome to Hollywood.
And then when I stood up for myself, you gaslit me and blame me for misconstruing chat, and your reason for asking my nudes was so that you can prove your innocence. Does that even make any sense? And of course, he went into protect mode.
Yeah.
Let's see. And the Me Too movement started in India, where the actress Tanrushi accused Nana Patekar of misbehaving with her. After that, Sajid was accused of sexual misconduct by many actors, including Sherilyn Chopra and Mandana Karimi. And he is currently a participant in the Colors reality show Big Boss 16. Yeah. No big surprise.
None at all.
He wanted the Bobs and Vagine, and he found out.
It's automatic. Please show Bobs and Vagine.
So four crypto billionaires have died all this month, and nobody finds it strange at all. Crypto billionaire V. Terran died in a mysterious helicopter crash after another passenger cancels last minute. He had 2 children and a wife. He was worth $20 billion. Case number 2. Crypto founder Tian Colander unexpectedly died at 30 in his sleep. His company had recently been rewarded a $3 billion evaluation. Something tells me this guy got the coof boof.
That is also highly.
Here's one for you. On Tuesday, November 22nd, Javier Biosca jumped from the 5th floor of a hotel in Estepona, Spain. His suicide ended a career as an international broker that was as brief and irregular as the cryptocurrencies he handled.
So not even Spain is safe from them.
But this one. Paranoid crypto millionaire drowns in Puerto Rico after tweeting that CIA and Mossad were after him. Family says no foul play, but friends are suspicious about his sudden death. Nikolai Mushigian, 29, drowned in Condenado, Puerto Rico on October 29th. The young tech millionaire from Florida was troubled with mental health issues.
True, I'm sure he was. Just like Kanye, am I right?
Yeah, but here's the last tweet allegedly from him. CIA, Mossad, and Chomo Elite are running some kind of trafficking, entrapment, blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and Caribbean islands. They're going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-GF who is a spy. They will torture me to death.
All of this coinciding with the FTX collapse, which I kind of think was a controlled demolition. You know that there's a federal cryptocurrency now, right?
Yeah, I hear about it.
Yeah. What a coincidence that happens right when the FTX collapses and these crypto billionaires are dying off.
Right. And
By the way, how much is
guy,
Bitcoin right now?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
I don't know. I know my bats are worth like all the bats I have on Brave amount to a grand total of $1.57.
17 grand to 17, just over $17,000 each.
Damn.
Oof.
Hey man, now is the time to buy the fuck out of Bitcoin. I think. I mean, it's got to come back eventually.
You think? I think more plausible that Musk may develop another currency.
Oh, that's possible. I mean, dude, I sold all my crypto right before they all started shitting the bed, so I came out about $3,000 up from what I put in.
I remember it because Mike Miller had a shit ton of Bitcoin, and Ethan was always making fun of him.
That poor son of a bitch. There was a moment where I was like, "Oh, Smiller, you better sell a shitload of this." Did he sell?
No.
He held, huh?
He pretty much found another source of income with NFTs, but that's pretty much kicking the bucket right now.
He found another source of income with what?
NFTs.
Oh, yeah. That's limited.
Well, guys, I'm gonna drop out because it's almost 3 a.m. and I'm total. I think I'm incubating something. I hope it's not a coof. So I'll keep you posted.
Well, and then we have this one that says Bitcoin billionaire Mircea Popescu dead, leaving $2 billion fortune in limbo. So, what do you think's happening?
It's all related to FTX, and it's all related to the federal crypto that just came out, and it's all intentional.
Mm-hmm. All right. And
I too have to wrap it up. I meant to wrap it up a half hour ago. Yeah, do the last thing.
All right.
Okay.
The Balenciaga Chomo scandal continues. The CEO of Balenciaga's parent company, Kering, sells these mannequins.
Shit, this thing.
This is one example. The CEO's name is Francois Henri Pignalt, Salma Hayek's husband. Here they are. Let's make him viral. And I can't embiggen this picture, but it's a small child with a suggestive looking nose.
So what is this company?
I have no idea.
Because what I was hearing and something that I was listening to was that it was Christie's that was selling it. And Christie's
this
is an
one says
auction
these
house.
are all real, featuring young children. In my view, these people are sick, demonic chomos. We need criminal investigations, and we need them right now. Yeah, he owns Kering, Balenciaga's parent company, and he also owns Christie's, an art auction site. If you search Jake and Dino's Chapman on Christie's, you'll find numerous mannequins made by them, which features children.
So Christie's is enormous. Christie's is a brand that's like this. I don't even know how to explain to you guys how big Christie's is. I dated a girl who worked for them. I've done gigs in their offices too. It's enormous. It's the type of place. It's an auction house, so you don't necessarily know if you own it. You don't necessarily know what's being auctioned through it. So I don't know about the other company, but I know that him owning Christie's doesn't necessarily mean that he's complicit in anything. Now, on the other hand, I'm certain that all art auctions are money laundering.
Mm-hmm. And they also, and apparently Supreme are also working with Balenciaga, and these same artists who made the nasty mannequins also did like skateboard decks.
People tend to simp for whatever the people around them seem to want them to simp for in that world, and they don't think about it. My unwillingness to do that simping probably played a role in my limited advancement in that industry.
Yeah. Yeah, also this Kering company owns Balenciaga, Bottega Veneta, Gucci, Alexander McQueen, and Yves Saint Laurent.
So Kering is a huge holding company. That doesn't necessarily mean that Hayek's husband is involved with any of this shit. But if I owned that company and I found out about this stuff, I would immediately be like, call my lawyers because I've already got some bodies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a picture down here, but we're not going to show that.
Yeah, don't scroll down.
Yeah.
Um,
It's beyond messed up.
And these are the kind of people that the leftists get upset when they get suspended on Twitter.
But Kanye West can't post a geometric shape.
Who knows? He might be allowed to come back later.
The irony being that Kanye West is defending Balenciaga. And I think he's doing it because he's too stupid to understand what's going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. He is not a smart person. Like, he's wily, but he is not intelligent.
Basically, he has more street smarts than brain smarts. Would you say?
I don't even think he has that many street smarts, dude. I don't like. If nobody knew who Kanye West was, he wouldn't make it through the Marcy projects. Acting the way he does. You know what I mean? The reason that people would put up with his shit if he was walking through the hood is because they know that he has a bunch of money and they might be able to get some from him if they simp for him. But without that, behaving as he does, he would not make it through the streets. He's got the mind of like a 12-year-old.
Maybe he's autistic.
No, he's just stupid.
Well, in the past, they used to say that people who were autistic were stupid.
That's true.
Well, anyways, I wish I had something light to end us off on. But I really don't. Oh wait, hold on. Hero says that actually he is autistic.
You think so? I don't know that I think so. I don't think he's autistic because he's not that intelligent. Like, I doubt Kanye West has ever read a single book cover to cover in his entire life.
Maybe an instruction manual.
Nah, he could an instruction manual. Nah, he wouldn't make it through the first page.
Yeah.
I've dealt with people with his disposition so many times in my life, especially in my career, that it's like he's stupid with a lot of bravado, and he happened to get lucky with his career. Good producer though.
Well, anyways, I think we better wrap this up. So
sounds like a good idea.
Midnight, what you up to?
Trying my damnedest to get this Midnight Chrome episode done. Maybe if I get a little bit better at guitar in about 45 minutes, I will.
All right. I'm eagerly awaiting to see that Midnight Chrome episode.
The design is locked in. All the design is locked in. I just have to get this music part done and then tweak it in and do the GFX editing.
Mega?
Well, it's a new month, and that means a new batch of commissions. And it's good because I have Christmas presents to buy, and all that money helps a lot.
Right. What do you plan on getting?
For Christmas presents?
Yeah.
My sister wants a video game. My mom wants something to knit. And for the
Okay.
other ones, a shit ton of clothes.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's the problem when you have a lot of family.
Me, I'm just gonna do whatever I do best.
Try to deal with Luna.
Yeah, dealing with Luna, my retarded cat. Trying to put my comic together.
Oh yeah, that too.
Work, then try to make my plans to move to Argentina reality.
With Pablo Arcadia.
Oh, I hate you. I fucking hate you for posting that picture. Cause you are making it really hard for me to follow my one rule. Never date guys with pregnant people or children under the age of 18.
I didn't know anything about it.
He's so cute. I hate you, Omega. Why did you do that to me? Posting that picture of Pablo Arcadia.
Because I know he's your kryptonite.
Nah, I mean, Pablo Arcadia, he's cute. Yes, he's funny. He's a fucking geeky boy. But we all know my heart. We all know my heart lies with the fat man. But also, if there's one Argentine I want it's Diego Peretti.
I don't know.
Of Los Simuladores.
Yeah, the big nose guy.
Yep.
So you're also into big nosed guys?
I mean, yes. I mean, have you seen the nose on?
All right, I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
All right.
We'll,
if you want, we can talk about this in the.
All right. Okay. End of show. Everyone say your goodbyes.
Bye bye.
have a nice
Bye.
night.